Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our monthly webinar. This afternoon, we had a few technical challenges and a few laughs as we were live while having our internal conversation. Happy that we can resume with our webinar. Today, we discuss how to build effective sales strategies. And I'm super excited to be discussing this topic because we know, like most entrepreneurs, the first thing we think about is sales. How are we going to sell? How are we going to get customers so that we can start generating income and start making a profit? So I'm super excited. My name is Lucy Ratakwane. I'm the CEO of the Transformation Legacy, and we are an entrepreneur development company which empowers entrepreneurs with knowledge, tools, skills that they need to build successful businesses that will outlive you as the founders. And with me today, I have my colleague, Tsulu Felo, who is our company anchor, as well as Nondu Tuko, who's our business growth facilitator. Welcome, lady.
Thank you for having
us. Welcome to you too.
Right. So, sure. This one, I've been looking forward to us discussing this. So I want to hear your take on sales, and also how entrepreneurs can, put better strategies together to sell their products and services. So for me, like, before we go into the tips, let's discuss like what are some of the challenges or some of the pitfalls you've seen entrepreneurs make when it comes to their sales strategy. I'll start off with you, Nontu.
Thank you, Lucy. So what I've seen with entrepreneurs as they execute their sales strategies is that they don't develop a strategy that is specific and personal to the business. They go into the internet, they find something that is generic, and they want to apply it to their business without putting much thought into how it applies to their product, their service offering, and where they are. So that's one of the pitfalls that I found to be like, invest in a strategy with a business mentor or a consultant, someone to help you personalize it, so that when you wake up in the morning, if someone says sell this, you know where to go. You just start thinking about what was written on that page of 3 document, No, don't do that. So it has to be personalized. It has to be something that speaks to you and your business. That's what I think.
What you're mentioning is so true because the default is to go and see how's that business selling their product, and okay, I'll adopt the same strategy without even thinking through what your business offers uniquely and what your unique customers would need. So that's definitely one to take into consideration. What has been your experience, Sulu?
Or rather my observation, just looking at entrepreneurs, sometimes they think maybe their product or service is not good enough. But it's because I feel I agree with what Nontu is saying, and more especially in terms of understanding the customer, because you can't just wake up, haphazard and just think, oh, let me try sell like, this other business that's they're selling, strategy. No, it doesn't work for your particular niche. You need to know where are your customers, how do they prefer to consume your product or service, So I think that's just been my observation. And then I think it just, entrepreneurs will become discouraged, thinking that their product or service is not good enough or there's no market. But there is. It's just a matter of understanding your customers, and how you can position it to sell it, But also just, it's important to understand where the market is as well, the economy, pay attention to what is going on. Other products and services are seasonal. So it's important to remember that as well.
Sure, that is so true. Like understanding your customer, right? And not just posting down something that has been done before. And that has worked for someone else, and you think it might work for you.
And just added to that, Lucy, sorry. to interject. I think when you understand your customer, you know how, what, like Tulu was saying, you know how to communicate with them in a way that they receive your information. And it's seamless, man. You know, it doesn't feel like you're doing too much. If you understand that your customer base is 5 Tulus, you will be speaking to those 5 Tulus and they'll understand you exactly. And you're most likely to close on those deals with them, as opposed to trying to figure out what Nonjo will consume and Busi will consume. Just understand your clients.
They might even come to you.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Sure. I think from my side, I've seen a pitfall is entrepreneurs not being consistent in selling. And focusing a lot on developing the product or developing the service. And someone just being in the back room there, busy with the product and not going out to actually sell it. Or selling when they have an opportunity to sell, but not being consistent in that process.
That's true.
Which means that they sometimes don't give enough of a chance to assess whether the customers actually like that product. Because you haven't really sold it consistently. You can't say, oh, every day I've picked up the phone to call, or every day I've gone outside and sold. So I've seen that as a pitfall as well. So in terms of strategy, what would you say is a sales strategy? So when someone has a product or service, right, that they want to take out to the market, how do they go about developing a sales strategy? What is a sales strategy?
I'd say my approach to it would be so personalized that your sales strategy is specific to your product or your business, right? It boils down to understanding what your product is, who the end user is, and understanding how they absorb or consume information that clearly explains what this product is. That, for me, I'd say that's the gist of it when you're thinking sales strategy, because then you devise different ways or creative ways to communicate the benefits of your product to the end user, especially when you know them and you know what it is that you need to communicate that hits the most. You understand their pain points, right? You understand how this product or service is going to benefit them in a way that they understand. And please, guys, avoid the jargon. Keep it simple. Avoid the jargon. Keep it simple.
But what to be relevant?
Fancy words.
You find that a lot of the times, right? When a strategy is communicated properly, clearly, the next person can share. I can come to you and say, I heard something. I believe that you would understand it. Without the jargon, I got to understand the gist of it, and I can bring it back to the person who is the target audience. I wasn't the target audience, but I understood it. Now come with your fancy words and see if the normal person is going to understand. I don't think so.
No, I'm with you there, because also word of mouth goes a lot, in selling your product or service. So if the next person can understand and even maybe sell it for you, position it. It's definitely that. But I agree with everything that you said. It's really understanding what needs, are you covering? What is your product or your service, offering? Then, it's your strategy, your market. How are you going to go, onto market? How are you going to engage with your customers? And can I just, I think, sometimes maybe even, I think it becomes a bit harder for people that are offering a service to think that maybe they also need, a sales strategy, or rather even the ones that sell products, they feel they might not need actually a sales strategy. Because with theirs, it's different. It's something, tangible. You can, touch and feel. It makes it easier to sell it, but they also still need to understand all those concepts that Nontu highlighted as well.
It's very simple when you think about it. Because if you're selling a product, So, for example, if you're going to sell chips or fruits or whatever,
Mm.
you know the times that you're going to be selling those chips.
Yeah.
So you're not going to stand there by the corner at 12.
Odd hours. Yeah.
Who's there?
The witches.
And that's the no.
Yeah.
So identify the time that you need to be at a certain place
Mm.
because you know that your customers are going to be there.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And also when people pass by, you'll know that is not my customer. You will know who your customer is when you spend time studying and learning, who they are and what they are. So 10 people can approach you, and those 10 people you'll be comfortable in that only 2 people will buy because
Yeah.
you know your market and you know who your product is meant to benefit. It's as simple as that.
So it's definitely important to do your research
Yeah.
beforehand,
Exactly.
as well. Yeah. Mm.
As you mentioned, that around selling chips and being there at times where customers are there and being accessible, I'm just thinking of the online clothing boutiques
Mhm.
on Instagram and Facebook that sell clothing.
Yeah.
And they'll say, if you want to buy this, they'll advertise something, you get excited. And then it says, send a WhatsApp message to buy.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, you're not making this accessible to
Yes.
me. Because now I must send you a WhatsApp and wait for you to respond. And by the time you respond,
You must still
I'm
save
no
the
longer
number.
excited.
Let's just start
Oh,
with
yes, I
that
must save the
annoying
number.
admin.
Exactly.
Yes.
By the time all of that happens, I've seen another thing that got me excited. So for me, it's like that accessibility is so important as part of the sales strategy.
Yeah. Mhm.
To think through the whole sales process to say, from the time this person sees this product to the time it gets to their door, am I making it easy for them?
Yes.
Or am I making them, jump hoops and, prove themselves?
Right? Like your customer must now prove, are you worthy to buy from me? But I need your sales,
Right.
Yeah.
Box for price.
Sure.
Sharp. Thank you.
As well. So it's very important to put yourself in your customer's shoes. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Walk that journey. How do they access, your product or service?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Your inbox for price. No. Okay. Can we not do inbox for price? Right?
Yeah.
If you're
Stay
selling
away.
something,
Yeah.
can you communicate how much it is?
Mhm.
Because essentially, I think when you sell or market your services online, you're also, there's an opportunity there for you to sell on the same platform. So I think it's not good enough for me to see that you've got this beautiful jacket, which you've marketed to me. I want to be able to immediately consume it because maybe I've got money on that day. And tomorrow something else will come up, and that will make me think, do I really need it? So yeah, let's agree to not inbox.
Do not.
Yeah, it's put the price thing.
Exactly. If you can't, I know Facebook Market, for example, you can't put your contact details at times on the post. Please put it on the picture. Please edit the
Be
picture.
smart about it, ne?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that if other people want to copy what you're doing, at least they're conflicted by your number.
So they can't plagiarism, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So please don't, guys, number one, don't inbox or price. You don't want to do that. Number two, make your contact details visible. Because I want to know, I want to call you and find out, is this thing legit? Especially if you're
it's
using,
true.
sketchy platforms. But I want to call you and find out if it's still exists. So yeah.
And also there's absolutely no shame, nothing wrong in telling how much your price is for your product or service.
Yes.
If someone doesn't agree with it, they are not your target market.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. We don't, I think I know the feeling of wanting to tease us and making us work for the product.
Yeah.
But I think you might be losing customers in the process.
Especially spontaneous customers.
Exactly.
People were here, we're very fast. We expect instant gratification. That's just how we are in this, fourth industrial revolution. Want things here and now. So now, if there must be a whole long process, that's so unattractive already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And okay, so when you're developing a sales strategy, you've spoken about personalizing it and making it personal to the product that you're providing in line with what the service or product that your customer needs. And so you also mentioned that in that process you must understand your customer needs in detail. So that you know what you're selling to them and how you're selling to them. So what would you say are other important aspects of a good sales strategy?
It's what you said really, is to make the entire process easy, convenient. I think convenience is very important. It must be convenient. You must make it in a way that one's able to spend their money if you give yourself time, in less than 5 minutes.
That's true.
So that they don't change their mind.
Yep,
because
it's too late. Yeah.
Similar to when you're booking a flight online. If you make a mistake,
it's gone. Exactly.
So make the process as seamless, as convenient as possible. And I think it's a matter of just articulating all the various moving parts and the steps in it, and then see and analyze. Maybe with someone, critically analyze how you can make each step better, even for yourself as an entrepreneur, right? Even if, for example, if you sell online, when you upload, make that convenient for you as well, so that it doesn't feel like a tedious task that you have to do. And now when I'm asking you about your product, now you're in your feelings or you're being rude because you're doing it at a time that is not convenient for you, right? So I think convenience is key.
Yes.
When you're asking us about other aspects, Busi, so it's also a matter of what did I want to say? Okay, yes, make it, as convenient as possible, but also, you must understand your brand. Not just this is my product, this is my service, but who are you? What does your organization represent as well? The values, the mission, vision of it, because that must translate into the whole selling process as well.
Yeah. Oh yes, that is so true, because when you're buying something that is a luxury product that comes at a premium price, you also expect that the process of buying it will align with the type of product that you're buying.
Exactly.
You don't want to buy something expensive and the process is
and they take 10 years to respond. Like you're saying, if someone must be caught in their fields, if you as an entrepreneur, you'll have to outsource at some point, get someone to help you, because people want that quick response. So have someone, manage, whatever account or platform, wherever you're selling. There must just always be that consistency.
I saw a post recently that said that lady selling clothing, and she put her WhatsApp number. So WhatsApp for price, and to order, right? And then it says no calls.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, right.
Somebody who doesn't know their size and doesn't know if this extra large is actually extra large or small.
Right? You just want clarity. It means wants you to type it.
No.
It delays things.
It does.
Yeah.
So no call. So there's no, and the store is not online, so you can't go online and
do your research even more.
Choose whatever item and see the product size specification. So there's no option for that, and there's no option to call.
So what you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get, and then you must talk to somebody online and you must buy.
And feel safe to send your money.
So for me, it's like things like that I don't know whether we don't see them as entrepreneurs or how we view them. Maybe we're trying to protect ourselves and our privacy, but it's things like that would make your customers not want to buy. Like you're just making it difficult. So going back to creating the ease when it comes to buying your product, and making it convenient to show that you're valuing your customers.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing as well. You also want to create a good experience when you're selling, so that your customer feels valued and they feel that the money that they've worked hard for is going towards something that is worthwhile.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking another thing, probably, a lot of people with businesses as well, it's a WhatsApp number, but it doesn't take calls. It's also quite annoying for customers. You've got this number for calls, you've got this number for WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be easily accessible. Yeah, streamline it. Like, what is this? Your WhatsApp number must take calls, it must do everything, and respond quickly to your customers in however way they want to reach out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think, in line with what we're discussing now, two things pop up for me. A component of safety is another thing that you need to be cognizant of as a business owner. Because we've been scammed as a country. We've been scammed. So, I need to make sure that I trust this entire person.
Yeah.
Now, will I really trust the number that I can't call?
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. No.
Red
flag already.
It is a red flag. And then secondly, it's to make the experience worthwhile. I must be hooked on the experience. And a lot of people come back to buy based on the experience.
Yes.
So it must feel like you are giving them their individual attention at every time. Don't treat the customer like they are one of your customers and they're just waiting to, don't do that. Give people that moment to feel like all their attention is on them and they are an important customer. That's very important. And then the third point is people buy from people.
Yes.
So if you're going to have an avatar and you're not good, people don't know who's behind the brand, chances are that trust element is not going to be, unless you are a premium brand or
so well known. That you don't have to.
But if you're starting out, just try as an entrepreneur to build that confidence in yourself, to get to know people, to build rapport with people, because people genuinely buy from people.
Yeah.
And please, clothing brand. I know we're going hard on clothing. It was an easier one where we pick up pitfalls. This whole thing of saying, okay, you can buy from me, but you can't return. No returns. No refunds. No. If it's a standard, if you go to any retail store, you can return. You can get a refund. It's standard. So I think one of the things in the sales strategy is to also think about what are the industry norms. What is the standard out there, and pitch yourself in line with the standard and the industry norms. I think, even though the majority can say no returns or, no refunds. If you provide that ability for people to return and refund, the chances are they'll buy from you knowing that, okay, if the size is not right, I can always, return or exchange or whatever else, So I think it's important in that sales process to make things easier for people and to just align with the strength with the industry standards.
And also to add to that is to provide solutions to problems. If you genuinely cannot accept refunds or maybe accept people to bring things back, offer a solution. Say, okay, maybe we can tailor it for you. Go over and above to make sure that the customer feels important and they also have a great experience with you. And they can always say, if you're purchasing from Tulu's boutique, if something doesn't fit, they'll make alterations for you. There's that option.
Or exchange.
Or
rather, if you don't want to give refunds, okay, exchange, offer that solution.
If anything, the bottom line is offer solutions to problems that your customer's face.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sure. Oh, yeah. Working hard on boutique.
We love you
We
still.
love our clothes.
We do.
So how would you say the sales strategy impacts or affects the revenue in one's business,
It makes or breaks it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Because of the whole experience, then it impacts on am I willing to tell the next person to go and buy there? Or am I going to warn them like, do not, you are going to struggle to, exchange, get a refund, Yeah, so yeah.
Oh, that's so important because sometimes um we sell for that product. We don't sell for longevity. So it's
Mhm.
important to sell thinking this experience that this person is having, I want them to be so excited that they tell somebody else and they
Yes.
come back to buy more.
Exactly.
Mm,
Mm.
that's true. And I think how you sell also is very important because if you're going to be elaborate and spend gang amount of money on your selling
Mhm.
and then expect to get that back
As in marketing, that's what you mean, okay?
in marketing as well. So if the process itself is too expensive, best believe then it makes your prices expensive because you want to recoup what you lost in the process.
Yeah.
So just try and bootstrap as much as possible. Google that concept, learn. And this is the nice offering with social media and Google and so forth. You can look at what other people are doing
Yes.
and see how you could do it in a more cost-effective way because you know your market
Mhm.
and you know where you want to come in so that you have a good enough market share in the market. So
Yeah. All right. I like that. I want to move to, okay, I know now that I have to understand my customers' needs. I need to understand, why they're buying from me, firstly. I need to understand my sales process
Yes.
and make it accessible and convenient. Now we get into, okay, putting together the sales plan. And what must it have? Because I've engaged with entrepreneurs where they've said, yes, I do have a sales plan, and I would ask, no,
Come back, yes.
I would ask, what are your targets?
Yeah.
And what are your targets? What are your targets per month? What does it mean for you? How much do you need to sell a week? And sometimes they wouldn't know that information. So it's also important to be detailed in the sales plan. So what type of things do we need to put into a sales plan for it to become a sales plan?
I think it's all good and nice to know that, okay, maybe if I'm selling a product, I know I need to maybe if you're selling chips, that's whatever that rank or that position a certain time and which days of the week, But yeah, it's also important, where are you sourcing your materials or the products if you're making things? How much is it costing you?
Yes.
To understand, obviously you don't just want to break even, you don't want to make a loss, obviously you want to make a profit. So putting all those things into your pricing as well, you see, so that's also quite important. And you also want to offer things of quality, be it a product or service, so it's also important, I suppose, how you source, things and how you then going to position it so that obviously you're able to, to make a good revenue at the end of the day.
Yeah. So the back end stuff
Very important.
that goes into the sales process. I think we're all done with going somewhere and being told, no, we are out of cheese, so we can't. Can't give you
You can taste it. You can taste the product, but
But they have run out of letters.
run out of
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. So I think, yeah, it's really putting yourself in your customer's shoes, but also just, transparency as well.
Yeah.
You know, how you communicate with your clients and beforehand as well with
Mm.
everything. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a whole lot. It's not as easy as just buying and sitting there and selling, whatever you're selling. Yeah, it's a whole lot that goes on in the back end.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
And I guess it's that back end that creates consistency.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's what customers want.
Yeah.
If people are gonna come back,
Yes.
they wanna know that, okay, I'm gonna get this product from you.
Mm.
It's gonna be in stock. It's gonna taste the same as it tasted
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
And so I think that back end process allows you to maintain that consistency.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think following a certain strategy or a formula helps, right? And then that allows you to then go back and do the back end. So, for example, there's a close relationship between marketing and sales.
Mm.
And in marketing,
Yes.
there is the 4 Ps.
Mm.
So it's your place, your product, price, promotion.
Promotion.
If you focus on those 4 things and then work back to say, this is my product, I'm selling this. What do I need?
Yes.
In the back.
Mhm.
Promotion. I'm going to be stationed in that mall.
Mhm.
What do I need?
Yeah.
Go back.
Yep.
Price. Like you were saying, you're sourcing and so forth.
Mhm.
Look at that. Go back to what is needed in the back end for
Mhm.
that. And then lastly, your product. And then go back to that because when you're defining it using a formula or strategy,
Yeah.
there are little few things that
Yep.
you miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Right, in the
Yes.
process.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I think for me, I'd say follow a process of a formula, a strategy, something that's been tried and tested,
Mm.
and just use that.
So like, don't wing it. Those
Yeah.
processes,
Yeah.
they're there for a reason. Hey, there's been
Yeah.
extensive research done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I like that. From my side, I think it's not a strategy unless you can measure it. So, and for you to measure it, it means that you must define what are you trying to achieve.
Mm.
So if it's a sales strategy, you need to say, okay, I want to sell 100 dresses
Yeah.
by June. And for me to do that, I would, I'll break down the targets by month.
Mhm.
And for me to be able to reach that target, what type of marketing do I need to do? How many posts must I have each week? What styles do I need to post? So for me, that having a target then allows you to define what type of activities need to take place for you to reach
Mhm.
that target. You have to measure it.
Yeah. You have
You
to.
have to measure it. And if you can measure it daily, you measure it as frequently as you can,
Mm.
just so that you're not, a few months later, you're like, oh, okay, I had set the target for 100. I'm a month away from June. How am I going to meet the target? No,
Exactly.
you need to measure it daily.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking though, like people like exclusive stuff, right? So if you can add a bit of exclusivity into your product and what you're selling and the process of you selling, so that people will rush to buy something because they know that chances are 12 p.m. midday it's finished.
Then
Yeah.
yes.
Right. Can you imagine how nice it would be to have a target and say, I'm selling these 10 pens a day. After selling 10, the 11th one, I'm just like, whoa, I'm gone. You pick up and go. Because
That's true.
you've made
Yeah.
your target for the day.
Yeah.
Anything that you do over and above that is a bonus. Right. I think that adds a bit of motivation also, because now you know that you're pushing. If you're on 9 pens, you're like, I'm not moving here until this pen moves.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so I need to do proper marketing to get whoever is hasn't bought this pen to come and buy this pen, because my target for the day is selling 10 pens.
I think, yeah, I just want to think of like marketing gimmicks as well. How you entice your customers.
Yes.
Yeah, if they know like there's only like 10, and obviously like they want to, be part of that 10 as well, that exclusivity.
Yeah.
And if it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
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 Mm.
Yeah.
So that's something to consider as well.
Yes. It creates And also, I think it creates some form of community within your customers
Yeah.
because they want to be part of that process, you know? Okay, today you're selling things they buy, next time you're selling rulers.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a buzz, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you can then create, oh, that's nice, Lucy. You can then create, like you're saying, a community of buyers
Mhm.
that you know from there, word of mouth
Yeah.
is rich.
Mhm.
Because people want other people to know what they have.
That's true.
Like the thing that you can't get it. You know, it's the elite.
Yeah.
You know? So you can always create your own market of something. It just
Mm.
needs you to be creative in how
Yes.
you do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
But also, you know, when I say people buy from people,
Mhm.
you need to present yourself as someone that I want to buy from.
As well,
wow.
live that product, that brand, that
You know,
service.
I
Absolutely.
love that.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Yes.
You
Okay.
can't look like you eat people. Seriously, I'm not gonna come to you. So look presentable, look the part.
But also live the brand, whatever you are selling as well. Are you making? Would you trust your own product
Exactly.
or service?
Yes.
Hey,
Ah,
yeah,
ah.
yeah.
What you're saying is so true. I had a conversation with an electrician
Mm.
who provides solar services,
Mhm.
and he was saying, and we decided not to go with him and chose another service provider.
Mm.
And he was saying that a lot of people don't go with him because he doesn't have a branded vehicle or whatever. And I didn't have the guts to say to him then, but I gave him that feedback later. And I'm like, the way you present yourself,
Mm.
you know, people, it's solar systems that are expensive. It's a big investment,
Mhm.
meaning that people want to trust from the way you look.
Mm.
Already people are making a judgment of whether you are trustworthy with that money.
Yeah.
You know, if you are coming in overalls that
Torn.
that have seen light.
Yes. That have been electrocuted,
And then
basically.
and you also look like, you know, you've gone through the most, and you know, you're shabby and you're not presentable, and
Yeah.
then you're giving somebody a quote
Mm.
of whatever 40,000, and you want them like how it's not gonna work. So it's so important what you're saying, that represent your brand well,
Mhm.
you know. And in whatever form, if you're selling food, wear
Yes.
uniform,
Yes.
And
you
look
know,
clean, whatever
look clean
service
because-
you may be in. Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Because I'm gonna eat this stuff.
You must trust, like, you know, the way you dress, like you're gonna feel this one does not know what they're telling me, you know, and you might be even a specialist, you know, but yeah, presentation. Yeah. Mm.
So it's all about making it easy for the customer to make that decision,
Yeah.
to buy from you. Don't make them doubt in any way
Yeah.
by simple things like just wearing a clean overall. You know, that's all.
Exactly.
We're not saying wear the suit. You know,
Yeah.
just look presentable
Exactly.
in line with what you're selling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And also just try the resources that you have around you. So, for example, he doesn't have a branded vehicle, but if he comes with a nice, clean vehicle,
Yeah.
just a car wash, it's clean, right? It doesn't need to have a sticker
It's
that
true.
screams solar
Yeah.
panel. No, it just looks clean.
Mhm.
So ensure that your surroundings are clean. If you're going to be taking pictures, but people zoom in. And social media does that for you. So remember that, you know, just to show that the surroundings are clean, you are clean, you look presentable.
It builds that credibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does impact on sales.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Definitely. Building that credibility is so important. I just want us
Let's
to check
check.
if we've got any comments
Yeah.
on Facebook. Feel free if you're watching to share your comments, share any questions that you may have with us. I don't know if it's gonna be any feedback. If I look at my phone.
while we looking,
Mm.
we forgot one conflict.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Being trustworthy
Yeah.
and honest also. Be honest with people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like-
that's a pandemic thing.
Yeah.
In our markets. It honestly is, and around small businesses, and we have to be honest about it. Yeah.
You're absolutely
we just-
making me,
Yeah.
that like I'd rather, be with someone that will be honest with me and tell me like, look, I'm still working on a certain project, I've got a certain number of clients, but I'll be done in a week, and then I'll get to you, not one that will take your order and then you have to now chase them up, follow up because they were scared run away, go to someone else. But obviously you must make it convenient for a client. If you're swamped, you're swamped. That's
Yes.
the reality. You won't be able to provide, that particular product or service. You might need to turn away, but also give me the choice to decide, will I wait for you because you were so honest with me and, gave me realistic timelines, and then I'll decide, I'll take it from there. Yeah.
Because that sets you apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sets you apart
Already.
from everyone else
Yeah.
that people that have engaged with
Mm-hmm.
in your industry or your sector.
Yeah.
Because they know, like, you may have to wait. There are people that you may have to wait. We've all had a story.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
go through that one, but you will wait.
But it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Because they communicate,
Yeah.
they are honest, and they are reliable as well.
Mm.
So when people talk about you, word of mouth, please ensure that those keywords come up when you describe what type of person you are.
Yeah.
You must
Yeah.
describe you being as having integrity, right? They must describe you as a person who is reliable.
Mm.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is so critical. I just had a recent unpleasant experience
Mhm.
buying from a small business owner who has a boutique,
Mhm.
and she said, okay, you give a deposit and then we deliver within 7 days.
Okay.
It's more than a year later.
What?
Yeah.
And I'm sure your deposit was in less than 7 days.
Yeah, of
Right?
course. It was immediate. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So for me, it's like, just be honest. If you don't have it in stock, just say we don't have it anymore. This is what we have. Are you interested?
Yeah.
If you're not, then you move on. Don't try to grab the sale because you don't want to miss out on the customer. And now, never again,
However, if you find yourself, you did grab the sale thinking that, you're going to be able to provide that product, and now even your own supplier, something has gone wrong, just be honest with your customer, but make sure that you also have a savings pool so that you're able to, refund quickly as well, just build that reputation as well. Yeah.
Flip the script, why don't you?
Yeah.
Flip it, because, for example, it's very tricky for me personally. If I want to go somewhere, I have to make sure that I go with someone because I don't feel safe. I'm just like, I need to make sure that safety is number one.
Mhm.
And so as a business owner, you need to communicate safety, for example,
Yeah.
especially when you link what's happening in the country.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to order a ride now because you think
Alone at this
alone,
time,
it's
yeah.
gonna be a thing.
But even just your transaction, whatever, even if it's someone you're buying online, like, is this person legitimate?
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just be creative in how you make people comfortable
Yeah.
around you and your legitimacy.
Mm.
So if need be, send a picture of yourself, send a picture of the product or service, or you can't take picture of the service, but of the product. And then just give them that surety that this is going to happen.
I think it's
Can't
just
really hold
updating,
No.
keeping your customers, updated, like giving them realistic timelines. Okay, I've received it, acknowledge. I've received your money,
Yeah.
This is when I'm going to dispatch the product. This is where the product is. Here's a picture of the way bill. It's on its way. Oh, I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah. And I mean, these things that we're talking about, these are the simple things.
Yeah.
They're not complex. You don't have to have expertise.
Mm.
You don't
Yeah.
need to buy anything
Mm.
to do this.
Mm.
You can just be reliable and honest and communicate. And
Simple.
already that is a key differentiator that will make sure that you get repeat sales from
Yes.
your customers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Mhm.
sure. I can't believe how quickly our time went today.
Yeah.
It is already 3 o'clock. So with that said, thank you so much for joining us. I think this was a valuable discussion. Some of the things that we discussed in terms of, building an effective sales strategy is firstly starting off by customizing and personalizing your sales strategy, understanding your customers' needs, understanding what they want, and also understanding how they want to consume your product and not make assumptions in terms of how they want to buy from you.
Mm.
The third that we spoke about is making your product accessible to your clients, making it accessible, convenient, and easy for your clients to buy from you so that, at any time they can just buy in less than 10 minutes, in less than 5 minutes. Make it easy so that it is attractive. And then we also spoke about being clear about your target in terms of your sales. So make sure that whatever you put down as a sales plan, you're able to measure it.
Mm.
And once you set those targets, you need to work into the detail. So understand what needs to go into the back end of selling your product. Understand all the detail so that you're not sitting at a point where you've got a lot of customers, but you're unable to sell to them or fulfill orders
Yeah.
because maybe your suppliers are delayed or you didn't order on time. So it's important to understand the back end process of you selling to your clients. And we mentioned the 4 P's of marketing, which make it easy for you to outline all the elements of marketing as well as selling, and it spoke to your product, price, place, and promotion, and understanding what are the details of those 4 aspects of you selling your product and services. And keep it simple.
Yes.
Be reliable, be honest, communicate, do the simple things right so that the rest of the stuff can fall into place.
Yeah.
I think with that said, that brings us to the end of our discussion. We hope that you really enjoyed, just listening in on how you can improve and develop effective sales strategies that will make sure that you increase your sales as well as your profitability. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nonju. Thank you, Tulu, for your insights. It's been a pleasure having this discussion with you.
Thank you.
And all the best to all the entrepreneurs. And please do follow us on our Facebook page, The Transformation Legacy. We're also on Instagram as the T Legacy and on LinkedIn as the Transformation Legacy, where you get insights on how to build your business and also know the events and webinars that we host. So please do follow us. And if you want to build an effective sales strategy and want a mentor and someone to assist you through that process, do get hold of us. You can DM us on any of our platforms. We will engage with you immediately.
Yeah. And we won't say inbox.
We won't say inbox for price. We'll definitely revert back to you immediately and give you all the information that you need to sign up for our business mentorship programs. Or you can send us an email on info@transformationlegacy.com. So we are very easily accessible. So do reach out to us if you want assistance with building effective sales strategies. All the very best. Have an awesome afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye.